Welcome everybody, this is Nightsaber Z42, and we're back with episode 2 of Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. Anyways, in the last episode we went to Whitechapel to investigate the murder of a mysterious woman, who's actually a prostitute. Let's not mince words. She's a prostitute, got murdered by Jack the Ripper, and of course, as history tells it, we're gonna catch that sumbitch. Anyways, we got our first puzzle right here. So let's go ahead and pop this bad boy open. But wait, it's a puzzle. So here's how the game works. There's this puzzle. You gotta turn these little spinning dial thingies and the numbers will rotate. And what you need to do, you need to go from top left to right in this order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the way you do it, let's see. We'll turn it twice on the right side. We'll turn it twice, I think, on the left side. Turn it once right here. 2 times right there, and then 2 times should make it right here. And that's how you do it. Okay, cool.
A big thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Think nothing of it, my friend.
So glad I remember that puzzle too.
So, the reports.
Why don't you wait till the inspectors get back? You would certainly learn more.
If I wanted to meet the inspectors, I would have done so. So, give me the preliminary reports, and above all, do not mention my visit to anyone. Is that clear?
Sure, if that's what you want. Here are the reports.
Thank you.
How dare he question Sherlock Holmes. Anyways, I will read this since it's nice and short. This is the death of Polly Nichols. That's the lady that was murdered on the 31st of August, 1888. Autopsy report by Dr. Henry Llewellyn. Wow, surgeon. Her throat had been cut from left to right, 2 distinct cuts being on the left side, and the windpipe, gullet, and spinal cord being cut through. A bruise apparently of a thumb being on the right lower jaw, also one on the left cheek. The abdomen had been cut open from the center of the bottom of the ribs. Grammatical error there. And along the right side. Under the pelvis to the left of the stomach, there the wound was jagged. The omentum, or coating of the stomach, was also cut in several places, and 2 small stabs on private parts. Whoa! Apparently done with a strong bladed knife. Supposed to have been done by some left-handed person, death being almost instantaneous. And that is that.
Have you obtained the preliminary reports?
Yes, we'll read them on the go. Let's to the scene of the crime at Bucks Row, Watson.
Yay, it's a field trip! Anyways, let's check our map, because Bucks Row is actually quite a bit far. It is a scene of Polly Nichols' murder, right after the clinic, so let's go and head there. Come on. You ready, Watson?
Let's go to the scene of the crime at Bucks Row, Watson.
Here we go. Get ready for a grim... Oh, get ready for a grim murder. That's a grim murder. Oh, look at those people.
But what are all these people doing here, Holmes?
Apparently, they came to see the scene of the crime.
What about us? Aren't we going to see it?
We will return this evening, Watson. The circumstances should be ideal for carrying out our little experiments. Well, Watson, we are at the scene of the Polly Nichols murder.
Oh!
We victim lying at the spot where she was found and try to discern all of the clues we can. Watson, you are a writer. I am therefore entrusting you with our deduction board. It will help us to establish certain facts.
Understood, Holmes.
You see those two people make... Oh, look, 4 people making out over there. Look at that. How about that? Anyways, I see clues. You know what? I'm gonna go talk to these people first. Can I talk to you? Oh.
This spot is deserted, Holmes. The prostitutes only come here to exercise.
Okay. Oh, I guess we'll put that there then. Yeah, okay. We'll go ahead and put that there. Oh, James. I love you so much. Oh, and there's a man over there too, but I'm gonna stare at him as I kiss you. Oh, look at that hat. He looked at me. Oh my gosh, he looked at me. Let's talk to these guys.
This spot is deserted, Holmes. The prostitutes only come here to exercise.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You're standing all the way back there. Can I go this way?
I have no reason to go that way.
Look at all the boarded up stuff. Does nobody live here? That's probably why the woman got murdered, because of real estate. Look at that. Nobody bothers to live there. And so this poor woman got herself murdered. Yeah, in private parts.
There is only one streetlight lit on this street, Watson, and this
Really?
spot is particularly poorly lit.
There's two. This one, and then there's the one on the end. But yeah, I see what you mean. This is kind of all dark and stuff. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead. Oh, actually, what happens if I do this? Ah, I can see everything. I don't want to talk to you. Okay. Now do
No
stuff.
marks on the ground. The ground is muddy.
Okay, the ground is muddy. Yay. How about the wall?
No signs of blood.
What's that?
There is a black bonnet near the left hand.
I wonder if actually somebody took the time to draw all the features, or is this his imagination? I actually can't tell right now.
The body was lying on its back, legs straight and slightly apart. The skirt had been lifted up to the middle of the body. The left hand was touching the barn door. The body was still warm. Let's reread the preliminary report for the details on the wounds inflicted upon this poor woman.
Already did.
Let's look at this poor woman more
Ooh.
closely.
Yeah, somebody even took the time to color in the chalk there. Wait, what's this? Oh, magnifying. Wait. Do I gotta
A
click?
small pool of blood, 6 inches in diameter.
Look at those eyes. I'm just gonna start clicking at random
The
spots.
tongue is swollen.
Ugh. Oh, look at that. Ooh.
There's
Bruise.
a bruise at the level of the right maxilla.
Oh, man. I gotta admit, this is kind of scary. Something looks like that area right there, without the magnifying glass, looks like a little guy, like a little ghost staring at me. It's kind of creepy right now. Actually, there was a bruise
There's a
there.
bruise on the left cheek.
Her throat got
The
slashed.
throat was slit from left to right. There are 2 incisions. Well, Watson, we have found all of the possible clues, I think. We will now attempt to recreate the scene of the murder. Come closer, Watson. I have to make you up.
You are joking, Holmes?
I have to make up. Oh, I mean, make up with you.
I feel ridiculous, Holmes.
Now, Watson, come and stand here in front of me. You shall play the role of the poor woman, and I shall play that of the murderer. Let's try to reconstruct the facts to ensure the final result corresponds indisputably to the way that Polly Nichols was killed.
Let's see. Okay, so we could change the scene. Is that what I said? Stand up. Okay, so I guess we gotta reconstruct. Oh, look at that. I can get up right in his face. Center. Okay, so actually, hold on. While standing up, he definitely didn't have the knife. Let's see. Was he left? He would probably be grabbing the mouth with the right. Okay. That would be over the stomach, right? Definitely not behind, in front, so.
Yes, it's quite possible the events occurred like this.
Yeah, something happened. Okay. Slow it down for me. Oh, yoga. Oh, yeah. Boom. Okay. How about the lying down? Let me change the camera angle real quick. Definitely not barehanded. Knife. I think it said possibly by a left hand. No, slashing at the neck. Wait, what position? Well, that wouldn't make sense, because he... Well, I guess he could... he wouldn't really have a whole lot of room to maneuver. So maybe possibly right hand. I can't remember, from left to right? Okay, so that would be correct then.
This position is a possibility. The murderer would have used his knife in his right hand. Plausible, but not likely.
No, the grip's wrong. Oh, no. Didn't mean that. Position. But then here, the right hand would be going against the thingy. not position. Try with the left hand.
The murderer had enough room to inflict the wounds to the neck, and these wounds suggest the left hand was used.
Okay. Boom. I am the master detective!
My dear Watson, now that we have found all of our clues, nothing remains but to subject them to our most likely hypotheses in order to deduce the facts.
That's right, the facts or the truths. Oh. Bloody hell. Oh. That's a lot of deducing what's going on here. Poorly lit street. Okay, I guess it goes in that one. How about a little pool of blood? Does it match that? Okay. Nope, okay, it goes down there. Okay, so these 3 strings are tied to this. So, a black bonnet near the left hand, poorly lit street. The prostitutes only go down this street to exercise. The victim was holding her bonnet in her hand at the time of the murder. The bonnet was already on the ground. The victim wasn't cold. This sounds like trivia crack with only 3 choices. There's only one possible. Actually, if we remember the cutscene, she would. Well, was she holding the bonnet? Okay, what's this? The victim was asking for aims. Definitely not. The victim wasn't afraid. The victim collected the bonnet from the ground. Well, she was dead, so that's 1. Definitely wasn't that. Huh. Asking for a different kind of aim. The victim wasn't afraid. Oh, and something else. Definitely wasn't cautious. No to not having a bonnet. Was ready to exercise. She definitely wanted to do some yoga. Oh, green. What happens if I... Red. Okay, so it'll show us the correct choice. Okay, so no traces of blood on the walls. Oh. Yeah. The victim had her throat slit. The wall was washed. No. The killer slit the victim's throat quietly. The victim didn't have her throat slit while standing. I think this is the most likely outcome. A little pool of blood. The blood spurted. If that was true, then there would be a lot more blood. The blood didn't flow in strong spurts. The murderer wanted to drain the victim of her blood. It's probably not true. Dirty and damp ground. He did not have... the grammar of this game. He could not have had... There we go. He could not have had relations on the ground. It's kind of creepy. The murderer threw water on the ground. As much as that's likely, I don't think they're... I think the dampening on the ground was probably from the blood, maybe? I don't know. There were relations on the ground. Actually, this kind of throws into question my previous choices, but let's presume that he could not have had relations on the ground. Okay. Because it's dirty. Who would want to do that with it, especially with a dead body? That's not true. She was killed here, as indicated by the blood. Well, I guess that wouldn't be true. Couldn't be true as well because of the blood. But if that was true, then there would be a trail. Nichols was dead before being stretched out and having her throat slit, and Nichols was killed by having... If we go back to the cutscene, she definitely fainted or was strangled to death before... So, probably that one. Boom! Green and green! Alright, let's go to number 2. Where does this one go? There. Does that one go? Nope. Okay. Well, at least they, put them in the right spot for me. And I'm gonna go there. Okay, so... The corpse was still warm. No footsteps on the ground. And the murderer cut open Polly Nichols' throat leads to... Definitely not the victim being dumped. We already presumed that she was murdered here. The murderer warmed the victim up. Gross. The victim wasn't dragged. Okay, let's go with that. And what's this one? Nichols' murder took place in the daytime. Nope, it was taking place at night, as indicated by the cutscene. It was like 3:02 a.m. or probably a little bit later, since that cutscene was like probably about a minute off getting to that point. Nichols' murder took place on the premises. The murderer moved. So, no. We already said that the victim wasn't dragged, so... Well, I guess you could carry, but I think... Yeah, green. Murder took place on the premise. The tongue is bloated. Was... Strangled and suffocated. Aren't those the same thing? Are those the same thing? Okay, so she was definitely strangled. The throat was slit from left to right. The murderer must have been sitting on the victim, knife in the left hand or right. The victim has a bruise on the right jawbone. The murderer was standing in front of the victim to strangle her. The victim has a bruise on the right jawbone. I don't think she was beat, because if she was beat, then the bruises would be more severe, and I think there would be more. This bruise was caused by hard pressure with the fingers. The bruise was caused by hard pressure with the fingers. Yes, because there were two. There was one on the jaw and there was one on the cheek as well. So the murderer gagged the victim by gripping tightly. Well, actually, 2 and 3 would be the same, I would think. The killer's right hand prevented the victim from screaming. There were relations while standing up. I don't think so. The killer's left hand prevented the victim from screaming. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? His right hand prevented the victim from screaming. Actually, if we watch Sherlock, he had his... No, I think his right hand was on her throat. The left hand was on the mouth. The killer strangled the victim with his right hand. The killer strangled the victim with both hands. Not true. The killer strangled the victim with his left hand. If we go by what we've already chosen, the only logical conclusion would be the right hand. And I'm probably going to go with the question mark because it's the only question mark. And it actually seems like something else that we could go off of, because we don't know if the murderer was right-handed or left-handed, because he used the left hand to do an action. Yeah, he used the left hand to slit the throat, but he used the right hand to do something. Was right. Oh, sweet. Yeah, totally a woman. Especially in 1888. Probably a strong man to cause the bruising on the jaw. Yeah!
The victim was most probably dead before being laid down. Once the heart stopped, gravity drained the body slowly, not in a heavy spurt that would have stained half the street.
Thank you, Holmes. I understand why you told me not to change clothes. Do you realize that our behavior didn't alarm anyone?
The victim's ordeal was even more discreet. By acting in silence, we have confirmed something. The crime definitely took place here. The victim and her murderer were able to come here without making any noise, and afterwards the murder took place without the slightest cry being uttered. Come, Watson, let's go home. We have spent far too long in this sinister alley.
I am the greatest detective ever!
And so, my dear Watson, the day and night which we passed in Whitechapel were enlightening, weren't they?
An adventure that I most certainly will never relate. To be in the skin of that poor woman. I prefer not to speak of it further. But have we really learned anything about the murderer? Obviously a man, given the necessary strength.
We have little to go on, at least no more than the police. But in my opinion, Inspector Aberline has a trick or two up his sleeve. No, I want to talk about the facts and what we can draw from them. We know where the crime was committed and under what conditions. I would like to ask you about the possible motives for the crime. According to you, Watson, what could have pushed the murderer to act in such a way?
Oh, yay, another puzzle. Okay, so we gotta match answers or motives. The victim suffered horrible mutilations. Would that be a revenge thingy? Would that be a love? That'd probably be madness. This is madness!
Homicidal insanity, Holmes.
It is indubitable that the man who did this to Polly Nichols is not of his full senses.
Okay. Credible motive, even if it's a field that Sherlock doesn't know. Would that be love? Well, no, because he loved Irene Adler. Or have we gotten to that point yet? Actually, you know what? I'm probably gonna go with black magic.
Black magic?
I'm not terribly interested in the occult or black magic. Let's give the benefit of the doubt to this motive.
Oh, and... Okay, so... Yes. No, I'm just kidding. That's gonna be a no. Big no. The victim was an occasional prostitute without family or ties. Actually, you know what? The victim lived in misery. That could be theft?
Theft, perhaps.
I have a hard time believing that someone would attack poor Polly so fiercely just to rob her of a few coins.
Okay, so that would be a no. So we have the victim was an occasional prostitute without family or ties, and the resentment can lead to an irreparable acts. Resentment, that sounds like revenge.
Revenge, Holmes?
Revenge could be a possible motive, but with one small reservation. We have reason to believe that the victim considered her murderer to be a typical client.
Guys, I'm totally the greatest detective ever. So, this one would be love.
Personal drama.
Love can certainly lead to many a drama, but we have to consider the fact that the victim didn't know her attacker.
So, would that be a yes? Could this be a yes? Could this be a yes? I don't think so. When does it end? Is that in here? What is this? Inventory. There's nothing in our inventory. Close?
Well, we are still missing certain information in order to finish this investigation, Watson.
Dr. Watson?
What are we doing, Holmes?
Oh, what are we doing? Okay, so...
Revenge, Holmes?
Revenge could be a possible motive, but with one small reservation. We have reason to believe that the victim considered her murderer to be a typical client.
So that would be a no. Okay.
A personal drama.
Love can certainly lead to many a drama, but we have to consider the fact that the victim didn't know her attacker.
So that would also be a no. I'm pretty sure, 100%, that theft would be a no. How about madness?
Homicidal insanity, Holmes.
It is indubitable that the man who did this to Polly Nichols is not of his full senses.
Okay, so that seems like the only yes. Black magic, for sure no.
Black magic?
I'm not terribly interested in the occult or black magic. Let's give the benefit of the doubt to this motive. Well, we are still missing certain information in order to finish this investigation, Watson.
Okay, so... is there anything else that we can do in here? What?
I need more information.
I need more information. Ooh. Ooh, what's that? Picture of a heart. Picture of a lady. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. I totally have that painting. Or something that looks just like that. I'm actually looking at it right now. Holy crap, that is awesome. Don't have that one. Oh. Got a shave there, Mr. Holmes? Ooh. Yes, please. Let me change. Oh, this is probably where he gets his disguises from. Well, let's go back out then. So we can't go through that door. We can go through here. What's over here? Oh, another disguising thingy. Hey, same picture, only smaller. Same picture, only same size. Magnifying glass. Okay, so there's nothing else that we can do here. And yet, for some reason, I'm still here.
What do you think, Holmes?
Uh-oh. I think I'm stuck. Oh, what's going on? Why can I not move? Why am I not moving? Is this the paper? Can I read the paper? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Wait, I can click and walk at the same time? I can. Okay, that's kind of weird. So... how about my original?
Well, we are still missing certain information in order to finish this investigation, Watson.
What shall we do, Holmes?
Can I go? Oh, maybe not. Okay, so we got that. Wait, what? Close. What? No. I want to go back. Inventory. Okay, so how about this? Okay, so this is everything that we know so far. Okay, and some other stuff that we kind of have been able to deduce so far. Looking at our documents, how about our notes? So, where shall we go? Well, let's...
no reason to go that way.
Dang, I was about to say, why not go...
I have no reason to go.
Well then, I guess we have no reason to go anywhere then. Oh wait, it's 221 Baker Street. So we have no reason to go anywhere. Let's just stay in our apartment then until we figure this mess out. Oh yay, I do love a good freaking mystery.
Theft, perhaps.
I have a hard time believing that someone would attack poor Polly so fiercely just to rob her of a few coins.
Am I missing the yeses and the nos? Okay, so yes.
Revenge, Holmes?
Revenge.
Homicidal insanity, Holmes.
It is indubitable that the man who did this to Polly Nichols is not of his full senses.
So that's the only thing that he really agrees on then.
Black magic?
I'm not terribly interested in the occult or black magic. Let's give the benefit of the doubt to this motive.
Wait, did he just agree to that?
A personal drama?
Love can certainly lead to many a drama, but we have to consider the fact that the victim didn't know her attacker. Elementary.
Wait, what?
Very well, Watson. I think that we've exhausted the topic. Take a rest and we'll speak again later.
Those are the things he accepts?
Ah, it would seem that the investigation is advancing, Holmes. Yesterday's Star said that a suspect is in the hands of the police, a man with a rather sinister reputation.
I was about to join you in your optimistic outlook until you informed me that the good news came from the press, Watson.
But surely they wouldn't invent the fact that the police are holding a suspect, or the acts that are attributed to him.
You will have an exact answer to these two questions in less than 50 seconds,
Uh-oh.
Watson.
Get ready, boys. The Strahd's
Enter,
coming.
Inspector.
Hey, he's actually skinnier than I thought he would be.
Good day.
Dear Watson, allow me to introduce Inspector Aberline. Inspector Dr.
Aw.
Watson.
Inspector?
To what do we owe the honour of your presence, Inspector?
I heard that the two of you made your way to Whitechapel a few days ago. Your arrival, you are aware, coincides with a very serious affair which our police service is going to great lengths to solve and which is creating strong tensions in the area.
Pardon me, but haven't you arrested someone? A certain Leather Apron?
Absolutely not. The man who hides behind this name is indeed being actively searched for by the force. Besides, nothing at the moment suggests that he is the Bucks Row murderer.
There, you've been enlightened, Watson. Now it is our turn to answer Inspector Aberline's questions.
Indeed. I will be brief and precise. Do you intend to investigate this case, or have you already started?
It is to be of service to a friend that I went to Whitechapel. We did, out of curiosity, familiarise ourselves with the preliminary reports, and we made our way to the scene of the crime. Our conclusions are slim, as are the clues. Having not been officially appointed by a client, I believe that my intervention in this business will end there.
Very well. To be frank, you take the weight off my shoulders by distancing yourself from the case. Our image isn't very good, to say nothing of what the press puts us through. Thus, if overnight they found out that you were on the case, people would turn against us.
And they would pester me, overwhelm me, and finally make me out to be responsible for the inevitable failure such a scenario entails. Neither you nor I wish for this to happen. I know that your time is precious, Inspector. I will send you a note regarding my conclusions shortly.
With pleasure. Gentlemen?
Do you think that he will find the murderer?
The chances are slim to non-existent. It is 7 days now, short of a confession from the murderer himself.
And you will not go further?
You heard the Inspector, Watson. My presence in Whitechapel would hinder, which doesn't mean that we will drop the case.
How is that?
The inspector spoke of me, but not of us. It is you, Watson, who will lead the investigation tonight. It is you who will bring to the police station the little note that I will write regarding our conclusions. Despite the late hour, there is nothing to stop you from making inquiries about this famous leather apron while you are there.
I control Dr. Watson. By the way, look at the VR right there. It's virtual reality. Anyways, going ahead and pause video if you would like to read. I'll give you like 5 seconds. Just kidding, I'm only going to give you 3. Anyways. Wow, I was actually really disappointed that that was not Lestrade. But anyways, Aberline has graced us with his presence finally. And so in the next episode, we'll go back to Whitechapel and inquire about Leather Apron, which is a pretty awesome name, by the way. I wish my name was Leather and Apron all in the same ring. But then again, my full initial is ASS, so just kidding, it's not. Just, yeah, it's not. Anyways, the next episode, we'll go to Whitechapel. So, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Go ahead and leave a comment down below and give this video a big like. Ooh, look at that. Also, go ahead and check the description for my Facebook and Twitter information. I'm always looking for a few more friends, and while you're at it, check the annotations at the end of the video to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and for the series playlist and other playlists that I have put together. I will see you in the next video.